Hello everyone and welcome to another video about cheap car hire, insurance and fuel policies. If you remember my last video about cheap car hire through Do You Spain site, you could notice that very cheap car hire is available. But I would like to tell you now what to do to make sure this cheap car hire will be cheap. Meaning where to buy good insurance and how don't let them rip you off on fuel charges. Let's begin. Why we need insurance for hired car? And you know that when you are renting a car at the rental company, doesn't matter where it is, all over the world, you always have a car in good condition and fully insured. That means car has to keep full insurance, legally required to move on the roads, on local roads. So for what and why do we pay? We are not paying for insurance, strict sense insurance. We are paying for excess. Anybody living in UK and Ireland insuring their own car, they know on their insurance policies they always have excess, which is like 250, 300, 350, 600 pounds. Exactly the same excess we are paying for when renting a car abroad. Not only abroad, also in UK and your own country. So each time you are renting a car, rental company will block a deposit on the credit card. In very rare cases on the debit card also, for certain amount specified in the contract. This amount always depends on the class of the car, that means usually depends on the car value. And couple of examples. First example, you can easily notice, whoever was watching my last video about cheap car hire, those screens are from Do You Spain site, and the very first card, Fiat 500, you can rent that Fiat 500 for €3.26 for a week. It's only a random date for the next 3 weeks, on the 10th of March to 17th of March, for 7 days. And that car hire company, which is called OK Rent a Car, they want you to pay 900 euro deposit to be kept just in case you do any damage or you wreck the car or your car is stolen or something like that. Another example, Hyundai i10 from Record Go, same dates, same times. You can have that car for 358, and they require 1100 euros as a deposit for this booking. Another example, Peugeot 2008. You can have that car for a week for 867, and they require 1080 euro for deposit. Another example, Nissan Juke or Joke from OK Rent a Car for 773 a week. They require 1200 euro for deposit. And another example, Mini Cooper. It's just like a fancy car from whatever they call that rental company. It's quite dear, 116 euros 67, but they require 1800 euros deposit for this car. Another example, Opel Mokka, 11 euro 34 cents for a week, and then they want you to pay to block 1400 euros for deposit. Another example from sister company from Do You Italy. If you want to book your car, to rent your car in Palermo airport, which is on Sicily in Italy, you can have it same dates, same times. You can have Ford Fiesta, for example, for just above 13 euros a week, and they want you to have 2,000 euros 2,000 euros available to reserve, to block on your credit card just for the deposit purpose. And another car, same place, same airport, Palermo airport, Italy, Fiat Punto, 7 days, bit dearer because it's 28 euros, and they want you to have 1,600 euros for deposit. And as you see, all those companies require you to have credit card ready, and you need to have this amount of money, this 900 or 1200 or 1800 euros balance available on your card to reserve, to block. This money is not leaving your card at all. It is just being blocked, so any future purchases you can make or anywhere else you can pay, you can't touch that balance. Now you can see a screen, a couple of citations from the report from car hire. I had that car hire 3 or 4 years back in Krakow in Poland. 2 days car hire from Green Motion. And what happened? I've left that car in the morning at 4 o'clock in the morning. I left it back. Unfortunately, my fault was I agreed to leave this car without signing the report. And what a surprise, I got a message that they have found a new damage, which was called damage. Scratched front bumper, 275.55 euro cents, and 73.80 euro administration fee. And then the next email, unfortunately, I must inform that as these damages are larger than 2 millimeters. Can you notice that number? 2 millimeters. Larger than 2 millimeters, they do not fall into Green Motion Krakow's wear and tear policy, and therefore these are chargeable damages. Can you imagine 2 millimeters scratch? You can't even notice 2 millimeters scratch. That means next time, I will say to everyone, do not take a car from Green Motion, because they are just bastards, and they are just lying bastards, and they will just try to rip you off from your money all the time. But next time getting a car from Green Motion, probably I will, but I will, on the time of pickup, I will ask the man, before I sign any report about any other damages or scratches, currently done to the car, I will ask him, I will just point out every single 2 millimeter scratch or touch or chip on the car. So that will be 2 billions of crosses, if you know what I'm talking about, on the report that car has been scratched or touched or chipped. Just in case the next 2 days or 3 days or a week after I leave the car, they will have no idea where the scratch were, and the scratch, if there is any new scratches in it, if they were existing or not. Simple as that. 2 millimeters. It's hard to even notice 2 mil scratch, and they charge me for it. It is in Polish zloty. For the repair, 1184 Polish zloty, administration fee 317, total amount 1500, more than 1500 Polish zloty. It was taken from the deposit I left from my credit card. Thanks God, I was using my own private insurance for hired car. And as you see on this is the screen from Green Motion paperwork. It is just the fracture of the table of flat rate compensation, how much they will charge you for any damage you do to the car. And for example, As you see, front bumper 275.55. This is the one I was paying for. But you can see front fender 312, front door 330 euros, rear door 294. And what about bonnet? Front bonnet 500 euros for a scratch, 2 mm scratch. Anybody can do it. It could be a cat jump on your car, make a scratch, and you are paying for it, 500 euros. This is why you need your own private insurance. Your options for hired car excess insurance. First option is you can take out insurance in the rental company itself. What does it mean? You have your voucher for the car, you are coming to pick it up, and they will ask you if you need insurance. You say yes, you take this insurance out, but it is pretty dear. Usually it costs like 12, 16, 20 euros a day. This is first reason where this small company, car hire company, wants to make money on. Because if you come into any of those companies and you have a voucher from Do You Spain for 1 week car rental for 50 euro cents or 1 euro and 20 cents, they want to make money on this car rental. Because giving a car to you for 50 euro cents is like giving it for free. And they want to make money on it. So they want to sell you extra things. First thing, it will be insurance. That excess or deposit insurance, whatever you call it. And because it is pretty dear, say 16, 20 euros a day, it all depends which company you use. But if you have 7 days car hire period, you are paying say 140 euros insurance only. There is only one pro of this insurance. If you take insurance outright, straight from the car hire company, usually they don't charge you, they don't block anything on your credit card because they don't need it. And it is only one good point for those who don't hold credit cards. Most of those small car companies, car hire companies, they don't accept debit card as a form of payment or place when they can block a money for this deposit, 900 or 1200 or 1500 euros. It has to be a credit card. Of course they accept debit cards because if they hold terminals to carry on online payments or electronic payments, they can accept them, but they don't accept debit cards for purpose of this deposit. Simple as that. And if you don't have credit card, you only have debit card, and you don't want to take insurance from them, they can easily tell you, no, we refuse to give you a car because it is not fully insured and you have no deposit to live with us. That means we are able, probably somewhere in terms and conditions it will be stated, he or she can refuse to give you a car. So somehow you are forced to take insurance from them. Another option for you is you can take out insurance at the time of booking. For example, through Do You Spain.com. If you noticed on the previous screens from Do You Spain, you had, for example, 900 deposit for Fiat 500, and down below there was, yes, I want to protect my deposit for 695 a day. 7 euro a day, multiplied by 7 days, it's almost 50 euros per car rental. But still, if you don't have credit card to cover this deposit, rental company may refuse to give you a car, because this insurance is not their own insurance. It is your insurance. You bought it elsewhere, you bought it through agent, but it is not their insurance. So You still have to leave your deposit, 900, 1200, whatever it is, deposit for the car. You pick up the car and any damages will be taken from your deposit, and then you will be given a bill, and then you can submit your claim to your insurance company, and then you can claim your money back. So the best option for you, if you don't have credit card, only debit card, is to use insurance from a rental company straight at the point of rental. Or if you have credit card and you don't want to be ripped off from your money, you can buy your own insurance. And I will tell you now how to do it or where to do it. I supposed to change that page previously, but I was talking and forgot about it. We were talking about it, purchase of insurance at the rental, at the pickup of the car, and insurance sold by the agent. We all know about it, so go to the next page. Car hire excess insurance bought by yourself. And then couple of examples. It is for UK market, and they are from UK sites, but you can easily find more of them available in your own country. If not, you can use couple of those sites I'm showing here. They also supply with insurance if you are not a resident of UK or Ireland. For example, the first one, reduce my excess. Very easy, you will see screens later on. The next one, worldwide insurance, insure.com. Here you can get insurance even if you don't live in the UK. Of course, it is more expensive because for a single trip from UK, if you are UK resident, single trip for those 7 days, 10th to 7th March shown before, your car hire excess will be £16, but if you are living, for example, in Poland, it will be £23. Next one, BetterSafe.com. Currently is one of the cheapest and the best. And the next one, iCar Hire Insurance, allows you to buy a policy from any country in the world, including Poland, Germany, France, etc., etc. Unfortunately, quite expensive for one-off trip, but you can buy a policy for a year, and this policy could be cheaper, it could be competitive, could be profitable. Rental cover, few languages available there for those who don't speak English, don't read English, but it's very expensive. Only for price comparison you can look, but profitability has to be calculated by yourself. And we all know this site, confused.com, our comparison engine. You can also find good offers for car hire access, but also, as before, single trip, it's quite expensive, but they may be competitive if you wanna buy a 1 year car hire insurance for unlimited car hire all over the year. And the last one, it's only examples. Those sites are only examples. You can find many more. MoneyAccessBody.com, simple and fast comparison, very decent prices. And let's have a look for a couple of examples. The first one, reduce my access. You could see from 10th to 17th of March, 8 days, because you don't have a choice from what time you want to start your policy. Some places will allow you to pick up 10th of March and 12:30, for example, and then your policy starts from 12:30 only. And whenever it's finished 17th at 10 o'clock in the morning, policy is not valid after that time. And in here, if you state 10th to 17, it takes the whole day 10th and the whole day 17th as a whole day, so it's total 8 days. For 8 days you have £18.94, and you can see below for the whole year £39.94. What does it mean whole year? That means for single trip in here you can buy 7 days only, and your insurance is only valid for those 7 days. But if you can spare a wee bit more money, for example, you are planning to go 3 or 4 times a year, and you are planning to hire cheap car, because after watching my videos you know how to hire cheap car, you may be thinking it may be worth to spend £40–45 for 1 year for annual insurance to have on unlimited car hires all over Europe. That means when you buy your insurance today and you take your car hire tomorrow, your insurance starts from the date stated on the insurance. You can start it from any date you want, and the insurance will be running from day 1 until the day 365, or you will have limit there. For example, you can claim up to, for example, £6,000 or £7,000 excess, so your policy will run for a year or until you use the whole amount stated in your policy. For example, you have couple of claims up to £6,000, and then your policy will cease. Another example, worldwide insure. The middle picture, for 7 days you have 1645 standard policy. But if you see just down below, you can have for £41, you can have a full year policy. But if you see above, your principal residence is in UK. On the right picture, you can see your principal residence is in Poland, and for this exactly the same days trip you are paying £23, and for annual policy you are paying £59. So that's quite a difference. Let's see the next one. iCar hire insurance for 7 days trip £27.96, dear. But for 1 year for annual policy you are only paying £42.99, and this policy covers you up to £6,000. What does it mean? Say you are renting your car with your deposit €1,000, or say £1,000. If you do something to this car and you are being charged £1,000, you just make a claim, and you can still have £5,000 remaining on your policy, and you can still hire a car next time, and you can use another £1,000 or 500 or whatever until you use the whole sum, whole balance on your insurance, which is £6,000. And on the right hand side you have Better Safe, which is one of the best and cheapest at this moment, £13.82 for 7 days car rental. And as you see, they allow you to pick up your date and also start time for the policy. So your policy will start at 12:30 and will finish on the 17th of March at 11 o'clock in the morning. On this picture you can also see any policy bought from after 18th of June 2019 will not cover any green motion car rentals. Most of the rental companies will refuse, and they will state somewhere in terms and conditions they do not cover any rentals from green motion. They know green motions are cheaters, and if you plan to rent a car and you have your policy, read through your policy, make sure there is no green motion or any other companies excluded from your policy. And the next one is car hire access insurance. This is a screen from compare.com, and as you can see, you have car hire single trip for 20 something, and you have a car hire annual policy for 41.99. You have to consider yourself. Single trip quite dear, annual policy could be good. And the last one, accessbody.com. This is more like a comparison site as well. You will have so many results, and the very first one on the top here is Big Blue Cover. I've used Big Blue Cover last year myself for a week car hire in Mallorca, using just one of the top cashback sites. After cashback, policy for a week cost me £11. How additionally save? Websites which give you money back for the purchases made after redirection from their site, going to the place you want to buy anything. And those sites are called cashback sites. Most of you knows what I'm talking about. The first one is Quidco. Second one is Top Cashback. I highly recommend anybody who are not using those, who not have any of those sites in use, please use my referral links, set up an account in both, and if you are buying anything, say car hire insurance, you do your comparison first, check your prices first, then you are going to Quidco or Top Cashback and see which site give you more cashback, because sometimes you might have a bit dearer insurance, but they give you a lot cashback, so your insurance at the end of the day will come cheaper. And the third option is newsletter from mentioned before companies. You can just sign up for newsletter, and usually newsletter they will just send you codes, promotion codes or discounts, 10, 15, 20% discounts to use. You can take advantage of it as well. And there you go. You have a couple of screens for top cashback site, and you have mentioned, for example, Eversure car hire access insurance. They give you more than 20%. For example, Big Blue, they give you 21% for using Big Blue from Top Cashback. So you have to go to Top Cashback, type in search area Big Blue, and then when you click on it and then get cashback, you will be redirected to the insurer's site. Then you can buy your policy for whatever it costs, and then you are getting, after some time, you are getting this 21% back. Down below you could see insurance for car hire. They give you 36% back cashback, but don't go by the cashback. Go to the site first, check how much they want for your policy, because that policy could cost you £100. And even if you get this 36% down, it will still cost you more than 60 quid for a policy. And mentioned before also, on the right picture, reduce my excess. They give you 25% if you are using Top Cashback. And also Better Save, they give you at this moment 14.5%. So if you remember, we had a price from Better Save £13.45, I think, so it will easily take your money down to just above 11 pound. And this is one screen from Quidco site. They also have reduced my excess, but it's only 8% here. They have couple of others. They have Big Blue Cover, which give you 10% in here. For comparison, you can see on Top Cashback they give you 21% at this moment, so it is pretty different. And now I want to talk about fuel policy. You have two options while hiring the car from a car hire company anywhere, not only abroad, even in your own country. The big companies usually have a full to full, so there is no fuse. But small companies want to make money somewhere. So they offer you cheaper car hire with an option fuel policy full to empty. And usually it is a bit dearer to hire a car itself, but with option full to full. And I highly recommend to get full to full always. Unless you are hiring a car for a long period of time and full to full is pretty high price, full to empty is cheap. Then you can compare the prices, then you have to do your own calculation and see what's happening now. Full to full usually means you have full tank of fuel and you have to bring it back with full tank of fuel. Sometimes on the comparison sites or like agents like Do You Spain, it may be stated full to full, but actually the policy will be same to same. That means you usually have, say, 3/4 or a half tank of fuel, and you have to bring the same or more, but never less. A car hire company will always charge you a deposit for the amount of fuel which is in the tank, but if you bring the tank full, or if you bring the tank with the same amount of fuel as it was at the point of rent, they give you the whole money back. If you have option full to empty, car hire company always will charge you for the full tank of fuel. Usually it is horrendous price. It is 2 or more than 2 times dearer than actual value of the fuel inside. And if you bring the car with full tank of fuel, you're supposed to get your money back. But the thing is, keep it in your mind, car hire company always, in this case full to empty, always there is some sort of service fee or refueling fee which is 20-30 euro, which is for the refueling the car if you don't bring it full. But the problem is, even if you bring the car back full of fuel, they will still charge you this service fee. That's the way they are also making money. So if you are renting a car for 2 euros a week and you have your policy full to empty, you will be charged, say, 80 euro for a tank of fuel. Say you bring it back full, so you're supposed to take this 80 euro back, but because in the terms and conditions somewhere there is service fee, refueling fee, whatever they call it, is 30 euro, you will only get 50 euro back. So do your own calculation, which policy is worth more. Never take full to empty if you are hiring a car for a day or 2 or 3. It's not worth it. And the last thing, where small rentals company make money. Usually they are open in the big airports like Barcelona, Madrid, Mallorca, big places, holiday places. They usually open almost 24 hours a day. But officially on the paper they are open, for example, from 6 or 7 in the morning, and they are closing 10:30, 11 in the evening. They will always charge you for pickup or return outside of opening hours, out of hours. It doesn't mean somebody has to come to work especially for you. No, the place is always open. It's only on paper it's closing, say, 10:30 or 11 in the evening. Only on paper is opening 6 or 7 in the morning. Those people are being paid to work up to late night, 2 o'clock in the morning, or opening 4 in the morning, or sometimes sitting there all night. It is only on the paper just to have the way to charge you for out of hours pickup or out of hours return. That means if your car pickup or return is out of hours, you might be charged 20, 30, 40 euros, all depends which car hire company you use. And for example, if you want a car for 10 days and you bought a voucher through the Spain or any other companies, and you have that car hire for 10 days and you paid 2 euros, if you have to pay 20 euros for out of hours pickup, for example, it came up to 22 euros. If you split it on 10 days, it's still only 220 a day. It's okay. But if you are coming somewhere for 2 or 3 days only and you have a car for 50 euro cents, you don't really want to pay extra 20 or 30 euros just for pickup out of hours. Then you are looking for those car companies. Usually there is plenty of those in the big airports. You are looking for those with extended opening hours or with opening hours 24/7. Simple as that. And another thing, if your plane is delayed, if your plane is scheduled for landing at 10 p.m., you thought yourself it will take you half an hour to go out of the airport, and you stated in your voucher, in your rental agreement, pickup time 10:30 in the evening. Car hire company is open until 11. It is plenty of time to pick up the car and no problems. But if your plane is landed 45 minutes late, you leave your plane at 10:45, you still need half an hour to get to the rental company, and there is 11:15. It is out of hours. What's happening? If during booking you stated your real, genuine flight number and landing time, usually you are not responsible for that delay. It is airline's problem, and the rental company will sort that out with airline. Probably they will not. But never let them charge you anything for out of hours, because it is not your problem. If they do, you can always sue airline for this problem. And the next thing, and the last thing, you can't plan, for example, you know your rental company is closing 11, you can't state in your rental voucher pick up 10:30 if your plane is scheduled for landing 11:15, because you have to write actual flight number and the flight time. What can I say? Have a nice rental, drive safe, and never ever drink and drive. Remember, use my links, referral links to Quidco and Top Cashback. Check as many as you can. Check as many as you can sites, comparison sites with car hire excess insurance. Don't buy on the very first place you find it. Compare them, because you can save hundreds of euros for comparing and using cashback sites. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to comment below the post. Ask questions. There is no shame in asking the questions. Enjoy this video. I hope you will share the site, you will share your experience with your friends and family. Invite them to like my page, invite them to subscribe my channel on YouTube. And see you in the next video. Bye bye.